Go ahead and run it back that, I mean, you flipping the chief off's not gonna make him wanna talk to you.
He flipped me off first, and I have it on camera, so
Is that something that you think?
that is your duty, right?
Yeah, but can I articulate that you're interfering with a traffic stop? Damn right. If I've gotta focus my attention on what you're doing, and you don't think I can't justify that with all the cops that are getting ambushed and killed on traffic stops?
You're scared of a dude with a camera?
I don't know what you got.
So you think you can articulate just me pulling up and standing out there recording? You think you can articulate something that I've done wrong?
If you're doing anything that makes me deviate from the traffic stop, you're interfering with the traffic stop, and guess what, son? That is a
Hey, just because you walk away from your traffic stop doesn't put me accountable for it.
I gotta be able to pay attention to you.
And if I'm 15, 20 foot away, then that's plenty far enough.
I don't know, about 25 feet would probably what I'd say.
Well, we'll see what the Supreme Court said, because they're the ones who actually make up the rules.
I don't care.
You're the one who brought up your house, okay? I'm just
Exactly,
using
because
the
you can't
example.
film inside my house.
Oh,
It's
you
just on a
definitely
stall.
can. If you can,
Try it.
I mean, I don't, have you ever seen me at anybody's house?
No, but I'm saying
No.
if you think it, try it. See where it lands you.
Oh, I definitely could if I wanted to. I mean,
Try it.
but the thing is, that's not what I'm out here to do. I'm out here to actually inform people.
That's okay. Well, then you have to identify yourself. If you're not willing to present evidence right there that shows you weren't on there, then you do have to. Yes, Tanner. If there's a valid complaint. What's up, bud?
What's up, dude? Can I make an appointment to talk to Tommy?
Shit. Better get mine, big dog.
Put it on the calendar. I'll be here.
Probably your best bet is to go to a city council meeting. Talk.
That's a good idea.
We'll get put on the agenda for next month. Because technically, I mean, if Tommy don't want to talk, that's.
I mean, he is a public servant, and I'm a member of the public. I mean, I just want to talk to him and just talk to him. Like, I don't understand if he's got nothing to hide. Then what's the big deal of him talking
What
to
would
me?
he be hiding?
Huh?
What would he be hiding?
Y'all tell me all the corruption that everybody tells me about.
Well, what's the corruption?
I don't know. That's what I'm here to figure out.
Well, there's a lot of dope in this town too.
And I agree. Why are we not taking care of it?
Oh, we are. One day at a time. I make a dope arrest a shift, huh?
One? I mean, yeah, I'm not haggling you, but
Well, shit, that ain't us. You got-
I know it ain't y'all, but hey, just like Ronald down at RM Express.
At the lube place?
Yes. Finding needles everywhere, and, you know, evidently it's them, I mean, really, I come to talk to him about them trying to find a reason to arrest me for expressing my First Amendment,
Well,
you know. I mean, that's what I came to talk to him about. I mean, I just
necessarily
want.
trying to arrest you for expressing your First Amendment. You can't interfere with a traffic stop.
No, this was a month ago, and I was just walking around taking pictures like I always do, and the guy called the cops, and you know they came down there, and they was mad because I wouldn't give them my ID and stuff, and, which I'm not doing nothing wrong. I don't have to. I mean, I asked him. I said, "What crime do you suspect me of committing?" And he said, "I don't suspect you of committing a
Where were
crime."
you at when you did that?
RM Express. I was on the public easement, and that was another thing. Officer Waters,
What's the public easement? Which one? You mean talking about the ditch?
like, I was out.
Were you on the shoulder?
I was this far off the shoulder. That's the concrete shoulder grass here. But the utility, I mean the light poles that run down through there, the easement goes all the way to the light poles. But he told the district attorney that day when he called them, called her, Stacy, that I was on the guy's property, which I wasn't. You know, you could see in his body cam that I wasn't. So, I mean, and that's all I came to talk to him about. Like, hey man, I talked to him earlier. He didn't want to have nothing to do with me either, but I gave the ladies the state statute for trespassing, you know, so he can look it up himself, you know. I mean, I liked it. He called the DA before he did anything he shouldn't have, but I mean, it's a simple trespass, you know. You'd think.
Well, if you've been trespassed from a place, it's not like you do go back there, you can't be arrested
Yeah.
for it.
And that's exactly it. But I never had no interaction with them.
The thing is, Tanner, they didn't arrest you.
They didn't, and that was cool of them. But I want to follow up with the whole, I mean, if he knows that he doesn't suspect me of a crime, this is what I want to ask Tommy. If he knows he did not suspect me of a crime, then why did he even ask for my ID? Just to see if I'm stupid enough to give it to him.
We can ask whatever we want. Just like you can.
Yeah,
ask
and I can deny it.
Mhm.
But then they tried to convince the district attorney that I was obstructing them
Was
because I
there,
would
let me
not.
ask you a question. Was there a complaint?
Yeah.
Did somebody call police?
Yeah, Ronald at
The
RM
guy at the
Express.
R&M Express.
Yep.
Okay, so then it involves our interaction, our involvement, right?
Yep.
So
But what
to be
crime?
trespassed from a facility,
But I wasn't on their property. They didn't trespass me
that's what I'm saying.
because they
So
couldn't, because I wasn't even on his property.
Anyone can trespass you for anything.
But I wasn't.
Even
The
if you're not on
way
his property, if he says, I don't want Tanner back
the
here.
way state statute 21-1835
Mhm.
reads is no one shall enter upon garden, property, whatever, all that, if the owner has already told them. And if they do enter, then the owner has to tell you they don't want you there. And then if you refuse to leave from there, like at that point, then yes, they can trespass you.
Well, you're misinterpreting the statute because
No,
here's the
that's-
thing. If I say, Tanner, I don't want you to come to my house and I give you the address that I don't want you to come to, and you come there and I've trespassed you from that facility.
Yeah, but have you trespassed me? How did you trespass me?
That's what I'm saying. If R&M Express or whatever said, I don't want him
He
to-
never said that.
But that's what I'm saying. So you're interpreting the statute and you're coming in here with what ifs.
No, it's not a what if. That's how the state statute reads. That is how it is written in the law. That is the law. You can't argue with
So
that.
No one's saying, no one's trying to take you to jail right now for trespass.
Not right now. This was a month ago.
They weren't trying to take you to jail for trespass.
Oh, he was.
Okay.
I got his body cam footage, and he was dead set on taking me to jail.
Did he take you to jail?
He did not because he called the district attorney, which I like I said, I like
That's why
that.
everyone's confused and we're not understanding what you're trying to do.
I'm trying to
what
hold-
answer are you trying to get?
Do what?
What answer are you trying to get?
Do they know how the law works? Like a trespass law, a simple trespass. Do they know how it works?
Yeah, just explain it.
So when they roll up and I'm on public property, then how are they going to trespass me? You can't
If the owner
trespass.
of the facility says, I don't want him here.
But I wasn't on his
Doesn't matter.
property.
You don't have to be on the property. I can say, Tanner, right now, I don't want you to come to my address, and I give you my address, I'm not going to give it to you.
And if I go out and stand on the public right of way,
Yeah, you can stand in front of
There's-
my Actually, you can't stand in front of my house, because actually that is an invasion of privacy. You cannot stand in front of
anything you
someone's
can see from
Public
public
property.
view,
You cannot film people's house.
from
You cannot-
public view, anything you can see.
Tanner, you might want to go back and refresh.
I
on
want
that.
you to go back. I've been researching it for a long time before I ever even came out talking to people. I did a lot
So
of
are you saying
research.
that if I can just film inside your house, your windows are open, and I'm standing on the public roadway, I can just sit there and film you?
Yep.
It's a form of stalking.
Stalking.
Mhm.
If it's a reoccurring thing, maybe.
My house is not a public place.
But the road is, and anything you can see from the public view.
Better brush up on your roadway laws then.
See, this is why I'm here. Okay, you know what? I won't argue with you about it. Maybe
That's not an argument.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm not. I mean, maybe you should look into it. Because if you're on public property, anything you can see, you can record. I can go to Tinker Air Force Base in Oklahoma City, and I can stand outside their gate on public property, and I can film anything I can see inside that Air Force Base.
Yeah, no one's saying you can't.
It's the same with your home. Anything you can see from public view.
What would you want to be filming my home for?
You're the one who brought up your house, okay? I'm just
Exactly,
using
because
the
you can't
example.
film inside my house.
Oh,
It's
you
a form of
definitely
stalking.
can. If you can,
Try it.
I mean, have you ever seen me at anybody's house?
No, but I'm saying
No.
if you think it, try it. See where it lands you.
Oh, I definitely could if I wanted to. I mean,
try it.
but the thing is, that's not what I'm out here to do. I'm out here to actually inform people. And with Officer Waters telling those defendants down there, or the complainants, that I'm just out here trying to make a lawsuit out of anything. I mean, What if
Technically,
I?
if there's a valid complaint, if they said that you did come on their property, then you do have to identify yourself.
Okay,
You do realize that, right?
okay, but if I wasn't on their property,
It's a he said, she said thing, right?
except for I always have cameras on me, always.
But could you play it back right then?
Oh, I could, yeah.
But would you?
No, because we can settle it in court.
That's okay. Well, then you have to identify yourself. If you're not willing to present evidence right there that shows you weren't on there, then you do have to. Yes, Tanner. If there's a valid complaint with an interaction, if they say that you came on their property and they're sitting there trying to, I'm sorry, brother, but you have to go ahead and identify yourself.
Okay, do you know how the identification laws work?
Yeah, we're not a stop and ID state.
Yeah.
I get that.
Reasonable, articulable suspicion that I have committed a crime.
Okay, so if they're saying you came on their facility and were harassing them, is that a crime?
Okay, but if I didn't,
Is that a crime?
if
I
I
know,
didn't
answer
and you
yes or
arrest
no,
me,
sir. Is it a crime?
okay, but when you come out there, are you going to
It's an
actually investigate it?
detention, right?
Investigative detention is one thing, yes.
Okay, so at that point in time, you have to present your ID, right?
No.
On an investigative detention, you don't have to present your ID? Damn, brother, you better go look it up.
I just have to dispel y'all's suspicions.
No, if there's a valid complaint, i.e. if R&M expressly, whatever it is, says this man came on my property, he's filming me, I don't want him to do that, and they're saying some form of harassment, whatever it is that they're saying, I wasn't even there.
Yeah,
It's
I know.
just ballpark.
Yeah, I know.
So
Yeah.
he says that,
Yep.
and you're sitting right there. Well, for our log purposes, I have to identify you. Is that what you would call an investigative detention? What
I guess-
I'm thinking is if I just pull up and I see old Tanner just walking down the street, you know what? I'm gonna stop here and talk to this guy, which is called a consensual encounter.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay.
And I say, hey Tanner, give me your ID. You ain't gotta give me your ID. It's a consensual encounter. You can tell me to screw off. I really don't care.
Yeah.
But guess what? I gotta screw off. But when it's an investigative detention and there's a complainant, you have to identify yourself, brother.
So are we guilty until proven innocent or innocent until proven guilty? That's the question.
Now explain that again.
Are we guilty until proven innocent or are we innocent until proven guilty?
Were you being charged with anything?
Well, you're saying that I have to give them my ID, and then if not, you know, that's their reasonable, articulable suspicion.
No, that's not reasonable articulable suspicion because you're not giving your ID. If you're not giving your ID when there's a complaint and there's an investigative detention, then you're obstructing.
Oh yeah.
Reasonable suspicion has nothing to do with it. Reasonable suspicion is just merely to prolong something or to go further in depth to something.
Reasonable, articulable suspicion is reasonable suspicion that is articulatable. Can you articulate?
Reasonable suspicion that there's a crime being committed. Right?
Can you articulate?
Well, I can articulate that if the R&M Express people said that you were on their property, or saying that you were harassing them or videoing them, whatever form of it, okay?
Yep.
That becomes an investigative detention at that time. And I'm going to speak with Mr. Tanner, okay? I know who you are, so I ain't got to really ID you.
Yeah.
If somebody else don't know who you are, well then Tanner, they're going to ID you.
Maybe.
And if you don't, well then.
But you realize that if
You're
they
right,
ID you, okay, that could be. Okay, see, that's the thing with dudes saying lawsuits and whatnot, because that is none of my attention. And matter of fact,
That's civil. I don't really care about it, but if it becomes involved with us and we get called down there,
no, but he is an officer on duty. How? Let me give you this example. Just like he said, me specifically was standing out there trying to get an arousal and get a lawsuit out of anything. How would he like it if I said Officer Waters is out here just trying to arrest you? How would he feel about that?
he probably wouldn't take it to heart. You should hear some of the stuff that we hear every day.
I mean, and I understand that, and I'm not taking it to heart, but I'm trying to explain. When you go defaming someone like that, I mean, that is lawsuit material.
But now let's go ahead and run it back that, I mean, you flipping the chief off's not going to make him want to talk to you.
He flipped me off first, and I have it on camera. So, I mean, honestly, I could right now file a complaint that the chief was flipping me off, but that's not what it's about. I want to talk to him, and I mean, I want us to work together in tandem. You know, instead of them coming out there and being like, "Oh, it's just a nuisance," blah blah blah. Maybe come out there and be like, "Look, this guy's got a First Amendment right to be out here taking pictures as long as he's on the public easement, whatever, then that's his First Amendment right. Not, oh, he's just trying to get a lawsuit and this, that, and another thing. I mean, is that not super shitty?
I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know what context is. Like I said, you're going back, whatever you're saying right here, I don't know the context.
You want to see all the full footage, you go watch it on YouTube.
I don't have YouTube.
Well, okay, well. I'm just saying. I mean, us talking about it, you obviously weren't involved in it, so you don't really know, you don't understand. But, I mean, that's why I tried to talk to them. I mean, and neither one of them would have had nothing to do with me. Why? Who knows? But I'm not going nowhere. I'm going to be around, and,
Perfectly fine. All I can suggest is stay away from my traffic stops. You can film from a distance, but you won't.
From a distance. Actually, the Supreme Court said 10 feet.
Actually, no. It's not.
Well, where do you get your information at? Because, I mean, I read mine right off of the law.
Well, where's it at? Show me the SCOTUS ruling.
Okay, I'll have to do some research on that one
Oh,
to
okay.
get the exact case law, but I will give it to you. And I can give you this right now. Driver versus Turner.
Okay, what is that?
That's a Supreme Court ruling that says that any member of the public has the right to film any public official in the capacity of their duties. So if you're out there pulling, you pull somebody over and I pull up.
Tanner, you know how close 10 feet is?
I mean, it's pretty close.
Yeah.
And I
How
gave
far do
him
you think that we are from each other right now?
about 4 foot.
4 foot?
Yeah.
So you're a little bit wrong. About 10 feet to that corner right there. You
Okay.
agree? So if I'm sitting there dealing with
Yeah.
a traffic stop, you think I want somebody that's 10 feet?
Do
Especially
you think I get 10 feet from away from
I
them?
don't know, you're
I try to
sitting
keep 15, at least
there, I would
15,
probably say
if not 20.
25 plus.
Well, I'm sorry, but a camera doesn't work that way.
You gotta get a more better camera, I guess.
With what money? Exactly.
You work.
Yeah, I work, but I got bills and stuff to pay. I mean,
Understand? We'll go work more.
yeah, okay. I mean, all I'm saying is, I will find out the case law on the distance thing, and I'll get back with you. But you look up that Turner versus Driver, and that's a Supreme Court case. You can film any public employee in the capacity of their duties.
Yeah, but as a traffic stop, is that something that you think?
That is your duty, right?
Yeah, but can I articulate that you're interfering with a traffic stop? Damn right. If I've got to focus my attention on what you're doing, and you don't think I can't justify that with all the cops that are getting ambushed and killed on traffic stops?
You're scared of a dude with a camera?
I don't know what you got.
So you think you can articulate just me pulling up and standing out there recording? You think you can articulate something that I've done wrong?
If you're doing anything that makes me deviate from the traffic stop, you're interfering with the traffic stop, and guess what, son? That is a
Hey, just because you walk away from your traffic stop doesn't put me accountable for it.
I gotta be able to pay attention to you.
And if I'm 15, 20 foot away, then that's plenty far enough.
I don't know, about 25 feet would probably what I'd say.
Well, we'll see what the Supreme Court said, because they're the ones who actually make up the
Let 'em roll
rules.
it, I don't care.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Because I can assure you this, it's all about what you can articulate. I can assure you if you're interfering with
And
the
you're
traffic
going to have to
stop,
articulate something real good, especially saying this right now, being on camera.
if you have anything that's going to deviate me from my traffic stop, well, that's obstructing.
If I'm standing far enough away, then there's no reason you should leave your traffic stop to come harass me.
If I've got to look away to pay attention to you while I'm trying to conduct my traffic stop.
Don't pay attention to me then.
Okay, then what if you just got a weird notion up your... What if
You
just
know
decided
me.
You wanted to stab me in my neck.
Okay, yeah, maybe if it's somebody you didn't know. But I'm sorry, like you said, you already know me. I mean, I'm not out here stabbing y'all in the neck. I'm not stabbing y'all in the back how I feel that y'all have done to me.
Well, understand something there. I'm not saying you are. But I'm not saying that one day you don't wake up with something twisted in your head and you decided, oh, you know what? I think I'm just going to do something, Mr. Reagan, on a traffic stop.
Well, I don't think that would ever happen because...
You think I'm going to take that chance?
What?
I got a family at home.
Yeah.
You think I'm going to take that
And
chance?
that's
I don't care if it was you, and I don't care if it was any of my family that was sitting on a traffic stop that was deviating me from my traffic stop. Okay, you're interfering with it. I am going to be 100% coherent and observant on this traffic stops. I don't care.
Okay.
So if you're involving yourself in a traffic stop, and you're involving yourself into it, Tanner, that's just what's going to get
Well, if I'm keeping, when we find out exactly what the Supreme Court says, if I'm keeping that far
you
away,
farm, right?
I ranch.
You ranch?
Yep.
You cut hay, right?
Yep.
Okay. So would you suggest that I walk, I don't know, 5 feet within your brush hog while you're brush hogging? Would you?
I walk within like a foot of the baler as it's running, going right by me.
No. I'm talking about the brush hog that's cutting everything and could hit anything at any time and throw something out of it.
Okay.
Would you suggest that I just sit there and walk 5 feet or 10 feet beside you while you do that?
Try more like 15 or 20 and be reasonable like I am.
Answer the question.
Do I suggest that you walk 5 feet? You can do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
But if you get hit, that's on you. There's no Supreme Court case law that says,
Show me the Supreme Court case law that says you can be within 10 feet of my traffic stop.
I just told you the Supreme Court case law that says I can record your traffic stop.
No, I'm not. No.
Okay.
I'm not arguing that.
Okay.
I'm arguing the fact that you're saying that you have a Supreme Court ruling that says you can be within 10 feet
Then
of my
I
traffic
will.
stop.
I have it
Bring
wrote
up,
down.
and hey, I'll tell you what. Come on, all these traffic stops be 10 feet, but until you bring that up here, don't go 10 feet within the traffic stop.
Okay, but if I keep 15, 20 feet, that's far
I'm gonna
enough.
say 25.
I'm gonna say 15.
Okay.
And if y'all feel like y'all got to do something about it, then you can do
That's all,
something.
that's all I'm gonna say.
Actually, that's how I feel. Just so we're clear, what the Supreme Court says may be different, and I will.
No. Don't go back on that, Tanner.
Okay,
It's a
but
Supreme Court rule that says you can be within 10 feet of my traffic stop. Because just a minute ago you said there was. And I want you
okay,
to
and I
that.
believe it's 10 feet, but don't quote me on it. But whatever it is,
And I believe that I can articulate that if you're interfering and deviating me from my traffic stop, that you can go to jail for obstructing.
but you realize everything would be on camera, and you would be the one in trouble, right?
Huh?
Everything would be on camera.
Yeah, we record everything. Our traffic
No,
stops.
my stuff doesn't disappear.
Oh, we can't either. I can't even get in our system. It's actually in policy.
A new
sure
policy?
I'm sure if you go to the city council meeting, you have a copy of the policy and procedure on it. We don't give a shit. Because here's the thing, we're not hiding anything down here. I don't know what anybody else has told you, but it probably came from some community that, I don't know. But all I can tell you
Oh, this is all Rolling Citizens. Matter of fact, the one that called the cops on me was the one that told me about all the dope heads and the needles and whatnot. Because, you know, when I followed up with him, he was actually courteous
y'all
and
want us
talked
to
to
go
me.
DNA test all these needles to find out who they are, because I can tell you who you need to take that
Oh my
up
God,
with.
we spend plenty of money doing other shit. Why don't we?
Well, you know who you need to talk to? Go talk to your state officials, because OSBI doesn't accept needles. I
Okay.
just didn't know that.
I mean, no, I really didn't.
Okay, so there's the thing. Everybody thinks that we can go out here and make. Just
No, I'm not
gold.
saying you can just take the needles and do something with them. What I'm
But no,
saying
what you
is,
just said is you said I should send them off to the lab, right?
I mean, you said it and I agreed.
We can't do that.
Okay, and that's fine. But what I would say then is, okay, if we fought harder to get the
Go
people,
Yep.
y'all have a good night.
You too, buddy.
Wow.